At first, I never thought that choosing to walk away could be an act of strength. But it turned out to be one of the bravest things I've ever done. My journey with her began like so many others, lighthearted, intoxicating, full of promise. There was a magnetic spark between us, the kind that makes you believe in forever. She had a presence that filled every room, not with noise or flash, but with an effortless grace that demanded attention. Wherever she went, my eyes followed. I wasn't perfect, but I was devoted. I showed up, listened, stayed faithful. I chose her, every time, even when it became clear that her heart was no longer choosing me. Somewhere along the way, her attention drifted. At first, it was barely noticeable. Little things, shorter replies, colder tones. Her texts lost their warmth. Our talks grew infrequent, her focus elsewhere even when I was right in front of her. Her laughter no longer belonged to our shared moments, and the smile that used to feel like mine now seemed meant for someone else. It was the kind of shift that says someone's already reaching for something beyond you. I didn't beg her to stay. Maybe I should have. But when she finally walked away, her words were sharp, her voice empty of emotion. I didn't fall apart with a scream or plead for another chance. Something inside me just quietly broke. I gave a nod, turned, and walked off. I knew she was hoping I'd turn back, waiting for the texts, the calls, the pleading that would prove how much I still cared. But I gave her nothing, just silence. I vanished from her life, and for the first time in a long while I looked inward. The first few nights were brutal. Love doesn't simply vanish, it lingers, demanding grief. You don't just mourn the person, you mourn the version of yourself that only existed in their light. Every sleepless night, every quiet morning taught me something new about healing. Bit by bit, I reclaimed the parts of me I'd left behind in her shadow. I found comfort in books again. Their pages became my sanctuary. I began working out, not to impress anyone, but to feel strong in my own skin. I reached out to friends I'd pushed away. Their laughter slowly pulled me back into the rhythm of life. Eventually, mine returned too, authentic and unforced. And in the midst of rebuilding, I met someone new. She didn't command attention the way my past did, but she offered something deeper, presence. She didn't just see the surface. She saw the messier, unpolished pieces I usually kept hidden. And she didn't flinch. She stayed. Not with dramatic declarations, but with calm, consistent presence. Her energy matched mine, and where there had once been confusion and longing, she brought peace. With her, I didn't feel like I had to earn love. It was given freely. No games, no proving, just honesty wrapped in affection. Then, as if fate had a sense of irony, I ran into her again. The one I used to wait for. The woman who believed I'd always chase her. It happened at the cafe we used to frequent. The place was the same, but time had reshaped its meaning. She stood there, still radiant, still confident, but something in her eyes had changed. She didn't expect to see me, and she definitely didn't expect to see me happy. My fingers were laced with another's. The woman beside me laughed at my terrible jokes and reached for me, not out of habit, but desire. She looked at me like I was more than enough. I saw the flicker on her face, an expression she tried to mask with that familiar, knowing grin. "Hey, it's been a while," she said with practiced ease. I nodded, polite but emotionally distant. "Yeah, it has." Her gaze shifted to the woman beside me. "Who's this?" she asked, a faint edge in her voice. I smiled, steady and warm. "Someone who reminds me that love doesn't have to be complicated." The words landed with weight. I saw it in her expression, a flash of regret, however brief. She glanced away, then back. "You didn't even try to fight for me," she said softly, almost as if confessing it to herself. I shrugged gently. You can't hold on to someone who's already gone. Trying to save something that doesn't want to be whole is like trying to scoop up water with broken hands. At some point, you just let it go. She blinked, caught off guard. This wasn't the man she remembered. The one who would have bent himself in half to hold on. Who would have apologized for her mistakes. Who would have traded his pride for just one more moment in her orbit. That version of me disappeared the moment she decided I wasn't enough. I used to think closure came from late-night talks, long-winded explanations, maybe even an apology. But sometimes, closure is just becoming the person they never thought you'd be, without them. She turned and left, her steps lighter than before. And I stayed exactly where I was. I didn't chase her. That silence taught me everything. About what I missed, about what I tolerated, about who I'd become. I hold no hatred toward her. I don't think I ever could. Instead, I'm grateful. Because in the emptiness she left behind, I rediscovered everything I'd forgotten. My worth, my peace, my voice. And I finally learned that the strongest thing you can do isn't to fight to hold on. It's to walk away quietly and never look back.